Because people, suffer not a woman is preached. That's Jezebel. That's not Jezebel. So stop lying on our sisters, fellas.
Now, we have to stop throwing a catch-all label on our women and using it to tear them down.
Yeah, like I said, the whole purpose of this, listen, in no way, in no means are we trying to say that Jezebel was a saint. By no way are we trying to say that. The problem is okay, let me just put it out there. Jezebel is a wicked woman, a devilishly wicked woman. But with that being said, the understanding or the context of her wickedness is taken out of proportion to the standpoint we've allowed the perception of what we were taught about Jezebel over the years to come against dear sisters that are trying to bring edification in the kingdom, trying to bring help to their husbands, help to their brethren, etc. But because suffer not a woman to speak, or if it appears that a woman is challenging our so-called authority, etc., what happens is she's labeled Jezebel. So when you talk about actually bringing oneness in Israel, healing in Israel, it has to start with the perception of us as men to our sisters that are genuinely turning down. There's some sisters out there that walk in that spirit. Let's just keep it a buck. But every time that a sister speaks up about a matter doesn't mean that she is Jezebel. And the crazy thing is, in looking at this spirit, what you find or what you see, if you're trying to say something, so could you mute it? But what you find in looking at the spirit, honestly, this woman got a bum rap concerning her relationship and her dealings with her husband, because that's the real culprit. But
Con, let me say this: we ain't giving Jezebel pass by no means.
No,
she's wicked as all outdoors. But we're talking about is the labeling of our sisters. How we're using Jezebel for everything. When a woman speaks up in the home to bring some type of help or to bring some type of influence, when some of you brothers can't see and y'all can't hear from the Most High, and the sister can hear from the Most High, and she speak up and bring order. Oh, now she's Jezebel because she's trying to usurp authority over you. No, she's trying to help guide the home because you with your lame butt can't see.
That's it.
You have no ear to hear what the Ruach is saying. So a woman that's full of the Ruach and you not being, she helps you. She guides you. So if she gets a little frustrated with you by voicing her opinion because you can't see, what do you expect? You have no ear to hear. You have no vision.
That's why she's called your helpmeet.
Help me. Come on.
We're not talking about Jezebel in that sense. We're talking about labeling.
Labeling. Right.
We're talking about labeling. All these sisters are not wicked. All these sisters don't fall up into that classification. First of all, they don't. But we tend to put things out there and blanket the whole nation. With a whole nation, the whole vibe. Go ahead.
That's perfect timing. Can you read that, sis?
7 out of 10 has a Jezebel spirit. Black women don't listen to nothing. That's not itching their ears. They hate correction and authority from God and his true prophets.
And that's what we're talking about. When you look at what is perceived or called a Jezebel spirit, that's that temperamental mentality. Dude literally says 70% of all black women are operating in the spirit of Jezebel. Where did you get that number from? Like, in your world, like,
come on.
I'm not even here. Listen, I'm not even here to focus on the foolishness. I just want to get to the text and let's look at this thing in light of scriptures. And I think if we want to really, first and foremost, deal effectively with the story of Jezebel, we got to deal with the man behind the woman. And he was strategic in putting himself behind the woman. Notice I said he put himself behind the woman.
Yes,
because, listen, despite popular opinion, she never usurped authority over her husband. But let's look at the man behind the woman. Suka, I don't know. I know you got some thoughts on Ahab. I don't know if you want me to start off or
no. Start it off. I started off. Go ahead.
Let's just go to 1 Kings 29 through 34. And please,
so let me give y'all backdrop. Like my ox said earlier, we showing you to get to the woman, you got to go through the man. So we're going to talk about who the who is the king of Yasharel at the time.
Yeah. The northern kingdom.
The northern kingdom. And you have to understand, you have to go back. See, a lot of people, they don't go read. You got to go up in the chapter to understand, oh, who is this dude? Where he from? Who is people? What is going on? You understand? And what was the backdrop at the time?
Yes,
how
sir.
Jezebel actually came onto the scene.
Exactly. So we're just gonna let the book speak. Just let the book speak and let the chips fall. Let the seed fall where they may. Because some people, no matter what we show in scripture, they're still gonna hold their opinion. But we're just gonna let the book speak.
Come on, we gotta let the book speak. When we talk about, let me say this before you jump in. When we talk about Ahab, I want you to know something about his father. Before we get started, so you would know where he came from. The scripture says in 1 Kings 16 and 25, but Omri wrought evil in the eyes of Yahuwah.
Yes, he did.
And did worse than all that were before him. This is the house he grew up in. And if you know anything about lordship and kingdoms, the son is always going to subscribe to what the dad does.
And
he's going to want to outdo what his dad did. So now you know the backdrop of Ahab, because a lot of people don't talk about this, who his dad was. And his dad, the scriptures say, was wrought evil in the eyes of Yahuwah and did worse than all that were before him. Keep that in mind. This is Ahab's daddy. You said verse 29.
Verse 29.
1 Kings 16 and 29. And in the 38th year of Asa, king of Yehuda, began Ahab, the son of Omri, to reign over Yasharel. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Yasharel in Shamaron 22 years. Verse 30, pay attention. And Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of Yahuwah above all that were before him.
So
that part.
Luca pointed out, not only was his dad wicked, but then this man was wicked even more than his father was wicked. So the word says that he was more wicked than any Israelite king that ever existed before him.
Man.
Now, are we saying that this was because of Jezebel?
It's before Jezebel.
Right, so this man was already wicked.
Yeah.
Let's read
where
on.
he came from.
Go ahead, unless y'all got something else we can read on.
Look at the house, man. Look where he came from.
He came from wickedness.
He came from wickedness. And Omri came from who? Jeroboam.
Yeah.
Jeroboam did wickedness in the side of Yahuwah.
Yes.
And we get down here, and Omri outdid everybody before him. Now look at the son.
Exactly.
The son comes in and outdoes everybody.
Everybody.
In wickedness. But yet still we turn and point to Jezebel, which we do, which she has her play. But we're sitting here not talking about this dude.
Right.
This dude was more wicked than anybody. That's right, sis. A wicked wife is given to the portion of a wicked mama. Sirach.
That's right.
Sirach all day, sis. Because you notice it wasn't a righteous woman given to him.
Nope.
He didn't pick a righteous woman.
He didn't want a righteous woman.
No, he didn't.
That's why he went outside of the nation and found him a wicked woman.
That's what we're talking about.
Come on, Aki.
That's what we're talking about.
And that's what we do when we don't want to obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We go get something that he don't want for us.
That's
yeah.
But we partner with something that ain't of Yah. Let me read this verse 31.
No, don't skip verse 30.
No, did we did 30? I thought we did 30.
Did we do 30?
Yeah, he did 30. He did 30.
Okay, 31, Salaki.
And it came, the verse 31, 1 Kings 16 and 31. And it came to pass as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nevat, that he took to be, listen what he said, he took to be his woman, Jezebel, the daughter of Baal, king of Zidon, and went and served Baal and worshiped him.
So he voluntarily went now. So he didn't just pick any old woman from this kingdom, from this Canaanite kingdom. What we ain't even supposed to be joined to no Canaanites, but he didn't just pick any old woman. He picked royalty, kingship from there. It's like a power couple. He purposely went and sought this out.
Yo, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I thought the same thing. I want to say
absolutely, absolutely.
Come on, we out here worshiping these deities because they look good. You know what I'm saying? But this dude right here was wicked.
Jay-Z was already wicked before Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. He was already.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. That's the truth.
Come on.
Verse 32.
He went and served Baal and worshiped him. Oh, now I got the right chick. Now I'm gonna go worship Baal.
Right.
Because it was already in him. It was
in him to do this. He was already wicked.
But we stop here. We don't even talk about him no more after this. We steady focus on Jezebel, not knowing who. You call my man Ahab a pimp.
Yes.
You called him a pimp. We're gonna get into that. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We're gonna get into that because a lot of people don't look at the head.
No.
Jezebel has been the main focal point since I came out of Christianity.
You don't even really hear about Ahab at all. You don't hear about Ahab at all. You hear about Jezebel, and that she usurped his authority, but they don't even really mention his name.
Don't read the story. Go ahead. Let's get into it.
Verse 32. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Shamaron.
Who did it?
Ahab.
He did
Ahab. He took it upon himself.
He did that.
Yes,
and
sir.
Samaria was the capital city of Israel or the northern kingdom. So he purposely went out his way to establish that, and it's still in the land, even though they were backsliding. He was still in the land. It was part of our land.
He was the king.
Baal worship in that land. Go ahead. Were you saying something?
I said he was the king, so he went ahead and made a decree, and like you said, set up that altar, so he didn't have to travel to Sidon to go worship. He made his own altar, so he can go ahead and do his due right there in the land, defile the land himself.
Right.
Don't think for a minute this dude didn't know what the law, statutes, and commandments were.
Ooh, look at that comment.
What she said.
Yes.
She couldn't do anything in his kingdom
that he didn't. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for building with us.
Verse 33. Let's because we got a lot of
Hold up, man. Put that back up. Wait a minute.
Keep walking with us.
And she couldn't do anything in his kingdom that he didn't allow. He was the king.
Yes.
And he was more wickeder than any of the people before him. So what makes you think he was going to let a woman come in and do anything in the kingdom?
Let's let the book speak. Let's let the book speak. Verse 33. Verse 33.
Verse 33.